Welcome, welcome. What's up, guys? My name is Big Slime, aka Jesus. This is Alex. This is David. Welcome back to episode 2 of the WFC show, pod, whatever. Um, Thank you for the views and support on the first video. Let's get straight into it. First topic of the day: Champions League first leg reactions. Now we're recording this on Monday, right before the second leg. But in that first leg, were there any big shocks to you guys? Uh, we all might have the same one.
Yeah,
For me, the biggest shock was Arsenal winning 3-0. Now, I could have seen Arsenal winning like a close game, but that was not a close game. Madrid just weren't ready for the moment, got a little bit exposed, and I think it's a little bit of crazy work. Alex, do you have anything to say?
I think my biggest shock is Declan Rice. Who would have thought?
2 goals is crazy. First one was banging. David?
no, I thought Arsenal would win at home because they're at home, but I didn't. About 3-0. That
Yeah.
was pretty crazy.
Like I said, when the first prediction in the first video, when you mentioned it, you thought Arsenal would win at home. I think you said 2-1. I can see
Yeah,
that,
2-1.
but 3-0. Another quick one: Inter winning 2-1 away. I thought that was pretty impressive by them, and to a pretty close game. I was watching both games, one on my laptop, one on TV, and I was watching the Inter one more on my laptop, but pretty good game. Moving on to part 2 of the question. I got my notes on my phone. That's why I'm looking down. Excuse me. Do you expect an upset slash comeback coming on? For me, I expect Inter to complete the upset, and I can't really see Bayern having a comeback, especially playing away. Same with Dortmund and Villa, and Madrid have done it before, so maybe, but it's gonna take a lot. David.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you. With Dortmund having no chance, I don't see them coming back at all. Inter Bayern, I say they both score the next game, but I don't see Bayern making a comeback at all. Aston Villa, same. I see them scoring too, but I don't see a comeback happening. And Madrid Arsenal, it could happen, but it's gonna take a lot of focus from their team and making sure they don't concede early on.
Alex.
I have really high hopes that Madrid come back because this is our tournament, and I think we can turn it around. But I don't know if our defense will allow it because one goal and we have to score four. So I don't know.
Yeah. That'll definitely be a little tough. And lastly, do you guys regret any of your score predictions from the first video? Alex?
I think my obvious one, I put my hatred for Barca ahead of me. So Dortmund, I didn't expect them to lose this bad. I thought it was gonna be a closer game, but yeah, I should have gone with the smart choice, which is Barca.
Fair, fair, fair. David, do you have any predictions you regret?
No, I said Arsenal would win. I said Paris would win too. Bayern, I expected Bayern to win at home, but they
Mhm.
didn't, and that was my only one that I thought was wrong. But yeah.
Fair, fair, fair. For me, the one the one I regret the most was Real Madrid beating Arsenal 5-2 on aggregate. Now that one looks very unlikely. Um, but I'm still on track to get the rest of them correct. As long as Inter and Bayern finish 0-0, I'd be correct overall. If PSG win 1-0, I'd be correct on the 4-1. And if Dortmund win 2-0, I was correct on the 4-2. But I can't see that happening. Moving on to the next topic, we got the Premier League segment. Specifically, do teams have anything left to play for in the Premier League? Uh, Arsenal and Forest are mathematically not out yet. Do you guys think they have any chance of catching up to Liverpool? David?
No, I think
No,
Liverpool. They know that
it's Raps.
they want the title. Like it's obvious that they want the title, and even more that Salah renew the contract. He's gonna try. So
Salah staying for, was it 2 years? My hell continues to extend. I know it was rumored that Van Dijk was close to signing, but I don't believe it's been confirmed yet, right?
Yeah, it hasn't been
no.
confirmed.
Nope. It's expected he'll sign during the summer, but we don't know yet. Yeah, Alex.
No, because I think Arsenal's main focus is the Champions League, so I don't think they care about winning the Premier League title anymore. So I think they're just
Well-
going to go on for the Champions League.
I think they'd like to, but I think they know that they have to be realistic.
Yeah.
I agree. I can't see it happening, especially since Salah resigning and Van Dijk is likely to resign. I think they both would like to. Even if Van Dijk doesn't come back or doesn't resign, he'd like to leave as champion.
Yeah.
Same with Trent. I guess Liverpool are trying, but I think he's joining Madrid. Our team's playing for the champ. Our team's just playing for the Champions League. Chelsea, Newcastle, City, and Villa. They're all basically fighting for the top 5 spot. To get it, 6 and 7 for Europa League is not bad though, especially because this season it's confirmed that the 1 through 5 get Champions League. So if they just want like main European football, it's not too much out of reach, and that's what they're really fighting for. Would you guys agree or disagree with that?
I agree. Like I don't. But their main focus is to stay on top 5, make sure they get European competition next season.
Because it is pretty close. Like
Yeah.
losing
No,
one
it
game
is.
could cost
It's
you a
big.
lot.
right. I don't know if. I think their main focus is Premier League. I don't think the teams that are still in the FA Cup care about winning the FA Cup that much.
Fair. I do think
I think City do.
I think because if you fall out of I guess there's a chance you could fall out of 7th. But if you win the FA Cup, you take that Europa League spot anyway. I don't remember exactly who's still in it, but I guess that help a team like Villa. But actually no, to drop. Never mind. Bournemouth is 8th, and they're 6 points behind, so they all pretty much have at least Europa League on lock. But it'd be nice to win a trophy. So
The FA Cup semifinals is Crystal Palace, Villa, and Forest City.
yeah, I mean, I think all those would at least like to end the season with Champions League and the FA Cup. So. And lastly, it's not looking likely unless Villa can pull off a big upset and comeback. But if they do end up winning, if they do manage to win the Champions League, and then United or Tottenham manage to win the Europa League, and Villa finish under 5th or stay under 5th, then the Premier League can get up to 7 teams in the Champions League. Do you guys think that that's too many? And do you think it's fair that one league can get that many teams in a competition that's supposed to represent the entire continent of Europe? David?
Is it fair? No, but is it gonna happen? Also, no. So I mean, it could
Yeah.
happen. If it does happen, I don't think it is fair because it's what the Champions League is made for. I mean, that's why they made a bigger league so more teams could join and
League
it could be
play.
more open. Yeah.
Alex?
For me, it wouldn't be a problem because as of late, the Premier League teams have actually been performing in Champions League. Because back when they used to not really do that good in Champions League, so I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it is a little too much, and it might not. It's not fair, but it's looking like it's probably not going to happen. It's looking like the most you'll get is 6 if United or Tottenham manage to win the whole thing. But if they don't, then it'll be 5, and that's fine. Or that's a good amount.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to our last topic of the video, our last segment. Our rankings. We'll be ranking our personal top 10 Premier League players all time from our POVs. I'll get us started off. We're going to go 10 through 1. Alex will be joining us at 5. He did a top 5. Just a misunderstanding. It's all good. I'll start it off. My number 10. I'll say this. The only goalie I have in my top 10. To me, this guy is the Premier League GOAT at goalie. I have Peter Cech. David, what is your top 10?
Well, my number 10 is also goalkeeper, but it's Peter Schmeichel.
Schmeichel. I respect it. I just think Cech's record in the Premier League is pretty good, man. He holds the record for clean sheets. I had it the other day. It would be nice to have it. Oh, yeah. Peter Cech has over 200 clean sheets in his career. He won the Premier League title 4 times and was a Golden Glove 4 times. I just think like his resume is really impressive. Now Schmeichel's is probably more impressive when it comes to like medals, but 202 clean sheets is insane. But that's why I have him at number 1 or number 10, number 1 as a goalie. Number 9, I have Harry Kane. Now, never won much, if anything, to be honest, with his team. But goddamn, could the brother score? And ever since he burst on the scene, that's all he did. Probably one of the most prolific strikers. But that's all he did. I don't think his assist numbers are that great. If he stayed in the Premier League, he probably would have beat Alan Shearer's record. Spoiler alert, I did not have Alan Shearer in my top 10 because I did not see the brother play. David, number 9.
Well, speaking of strikers, my number 9 is Sergio Aguero.
At 9?
Yeah, number 9.
Okay. No, I respect it.
Number 9, just because I wish he would have stayed a little longer, but he couldn't. Pep wanted him out. But anyways, him as a striker, though, oh my God. If Kevin De Bruyne was playing with Aguero back in his prime, brother would have...
damn. He'd be up there in the
goals.
record books, like even more.
He would be up there, yeah.
Aguero had 184 goals, putting him 5th all time. Salah just tied him recently.
Yeah.
But I think if he played with Prime Aguero, he'd probably be in the 200s, putting him in the top 4, top 3.
Yep.
I respect the pick. By the way, do you have any honorable mentions? I put a couple down. We can do that right before number 1.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to number 8. This is my only defender, but I did have someone that I would probably put 11th, if not 10th over Peter Cech, but I thought a goalkeeper deserved to be on the list. Number 8, I have John Terry. I think when you think of someone's a defender that played purely Premier League, was always good, and won, I think of John Terry. Now, I don't like the person, but as a player, damn, the brother was just too good in the league. I don't know. Especially for never being super fast. Like, the fact that he could always keep up and defend well, Damn. David, your number 8?
My number 8, I picked Rio Ferdinand for... This is him as a center back. I always liked him when he was playing. I like how he played.
That's who I would put 11th.
Okay.
Or 10th, but I put Cech in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love Rio, even though I didn't get to see too much of him. Number 7. Now, could he be higher? Yes, but as of now, I think this is a good spot. I have Mohamed Salah at the 7th spot. I have been through hell ever since he joined Liverpool. and because for some reason he just loves to score against us. He just loves to just. I hate the brother, but he's good. I could go back in time and convince United to pay fucking anything for him, I would. David, you're number 7.
You're probably gonna hate me for this, but I put Ronaldo as my number 7.
I don't think that's crazy.
Okay.
I think we only
This-
saw Ronaldo at his peak for a year right before he left.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's where it started, but that's not where he like
Really
primed
reached.
at.
Mhm.
So
His
that's why I
time in
put
the
him
Premier League
lower.
was him climbing the mountain.
Yeah, that's what I put him there.
Do you want to say your number 6? Switch it up a little bit.
Yeah. Number 6, I did put Salah for my number
Salah.
6.
That's,
Yeah.
that's fair. Now, my number 6 was Sergio Aguero. I think he was just. We already talked about him, but damn, that brother was so good in his prime. And I think right now I put him just above Salah, but they're tied on goals now. But obviously Aguero has titles, so I mean Salah does have one as well, but he's about to have 2. So my number 5. No, not my only midfielder. 1 or 2, 3. Salah's more of a winger, or else it'd be 4. My number 5 is Frank Lampard. Again, goal scoring, super, super good for no reason. 177 goals and 102 assists. And I think he won the Premier League 3 times. Might be 4. God damn, man. He was just so good in his prime. Always knew how to pass the ball so well, how to shoot. Was all right on defense, but you didn't really need him to track back. He was like probably the ideal cam. David, you're number 5.
My number 5, I put Steven Gerrard, just because he didn't win many titles. Obviously, he didn't. But his style of playing, the way he over like the ball over the, I like how he played. That was why I put him. I put him
Fair.
over Lampard. I actually didn't put Lampard on my list.
Damn, I didn't put Gerrard on my list.
Or no.
That might be a little biased, but Gerrard is 8th only for assist all time, and I think when you look at goals, I'm double checking right now. They never had too many. 120. That's a good amount, but if you look at how many seasons he played, it's like it averages to about like I think 8 a season, which I mean is pretty good for a midfielder. But Lampard is better in that aspect, and he had more assists, and he won. So that's why I didn't put Gerrard in mine, but I think it's respectable. I think you either have Lampard or Gerrard in there. They're pretty.
Yeah.
One just got luckier
So
in a
we're-
sense on the teams he was on. Lampard won the Champions League too, didn't he, with Chelsea? I mean, not the Champions League. That's not Premier League, but finally joining us, Alex. Who's your number 5 spot?
Well, I would like to say first, I didn't really start watching the Premier League till like a year ago. Shout out FPL. So mine's gonna be of the recent 2 years I've been watching. For me, my number 5 is Cole Palmer. Ever since he left City, he's been a pretty good player. So that shows that Pep doesn't know what he's doing.
What about the season?
Okay. Hey,
One season wonder.
everyone. Well, he's got 2 seasons under his belt, really. So he's at 50%.
yes.
So we'll see.
Pep doesn't
Number
trust in the youth.
4. Only Arsenal player I have on my list. Well, actually, no. Peter Cech played for Arsenal. I lied. Okay.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry should have won a Ballon d'Or. I know he had a lot of great seasons under Arsenal early on. When you want to talk about ball skills, pause. Bro is one of the best. Always knew how to do the extra little touch, extra little flick. His goals were really crucial and skillful. And while I personally think it's an overrated achievement, he was part of the Invincibles. So I got to give the brother credit. Thierry Henry, top 5 Premier League player all time. If you're doing just forwards, probably top 3. Fuck it. Alex, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Bukayo Saka. I think Arsenal can't really function without him, and
Fair.
I think he's probably the best playmaker in the league, in my opinion.
David, your number 4.
Anyways, for my number 4, I did put Wayne Rooney, just because I did see him play a lot. And I put him over. Actually didn't put Ryan Giggs on my list because I didn't see him play as much as Rooney.
Fair.
In my opinion.
My list.
That's what I put.
Okay. David, you start the top 3. What's your number 3 pick?
It sucks I put him in 3, but it's Kevin De Bruyne.
Too high.
And nah, it's not too high. I mean, it just sucks that he started his Premier League's career so late. But like,
hey,
wish
he joined literally right before his prime, played through his prime. Probably should have left this year, but even then, one alright season doesn't diminish him, in my opinion. Alex, you're number 3.
Even though he didn't win much titles, he was really prolific when he was there. Harry Kane.
Fair. I guess that's fair. I think it's a good pick. I just put him really low on my list, literally just because he didn't win trophies. Even if he won just FA Cup once, I think he jumps up to like 4 for me. Actually 5. I put him under Henry, but my number 3, I have Ryan Giggs. Now I only saw like the last 3 years of the brother, but goddamn, he was still cooking. Ryan Giggs is probably the most underrated left midfielder / winger all time. 162 assists, which is an insane amount in the Premier League. Second closest behind him is De Bruyne at 119. Then Fabregas at 110. Ryan Giggs also managed to score 109 goals. And he won a lot. Every single title in United's history he's won. Retired, winning the trophy along with his manager. Probably one of the most perfect careers you could ask for without being considered like a superstar that you could have as a player. My number 2, though, because I watched him a lot more, I have Kevin De Bruyne at number 2. Arguably the best midfielder I've ever seen in the Premier League. If there was anyone in the rest of the league that I could wish could just pop it their whole career in United, it would be De Bruyne. God, I love the brother. David, your number 2?
My number 2. Call me crazy, but when he was there, I liked how he played. He is a center back. I know 2 is crazy, but
No. I don't think it's crazy. Unless
I saw him play.
Michael Richards. No, I'm kidding.
Nah.
I'm only gonna call you out if it's one person. Come on, you're edging us, bro.
I did put. No, you know what? I'm gonna change it real quick.
No, say it.
No,
What?
no,
Say it.
no.
Was it
I bet-
Company?
Yeah.
It was Company.
Oh my god!
The reason I have him Company is because of that one season where we won the league because of him against Chelsea. That good ass goal. Oh my god.
Look, in my honorable mention, he was the last name I put on there. But hey, at number 2, in your opinion, that's fine. These are your own top 10 too. They're not. If it was statistical, then we would just go to Premier League and then look at their stats and then decide there. I mean, I don't think any of us had Alan Shearer on their list, and he would probably be up in like the top 2 if we were going just on stats.
Yeah.
I'll go. Wait, no, this is number 2, right? Or we all just did number 2, so this is number 1.
Oh wait, on my number 2,
Yeah,
I haven't
sorry.
said it.
Yeah, there you go.
My number 2 is Erling Haaland, mostly because this season he had a good start, but he hasn't been the same as last season. So
Fair. If
But I
you're
think,
doing the last 2 years, I think that's a good pick.
but I think it's not his fault, mostly because City's been in the fall. So
But I mean, I'm curious who you have at number 1 if in the last 2 years you didn't put Haaland.
should I go right now?
So I want to know who your number 1 is, and then after you say that, I'll say my honorable mentions and David too if he has his before we say our number 1. Go ahead, Alex. Who's your number 1?
The Egyptian king, Mohamed Salah.
Okay, actually, that's fair. Of the last 2 years,
That makes sense.
And because he just broke the record for most goals and assists in a season, 45. And I think without him, Liverpool wouldn't be winning the title.
well, fair. I mean, without him, what are you relying on, Nunez? Sorry, I'm sorry, Jared. I gotta get something on you since we're gonna be farting us. I'll probably get that out. David, do you want to say your honorable mentions, and then I'll say mine, and then we'll say our number 1.
How many are we doing?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6, but you can say as many as you have.
6?
I'm gonna do 5.
I bet.
Are we doing one by one or like?
Sure. I'll say. Okay, well, I had Rio under Peter Cech because it was interchangeable, but I'm not going to count it as an honorable mention. But the first one I had in my honorable mention was Eden Hazard. God, I love seeing Hazard play. He almost converted me to a Chelsea fan. Almost. That's how good he was in my eyes.
Sucked at Madrid, though. Shake man.
Hey, scammer get scammed.
Thanks.
Who's one of your honorable mentions?
Eden Hazard was one of mine, but my other one, so my next one would be I said Luis Suarez. Call me crazy, but he was banging in Liverpool.
Okay. My next one was Luis Suarez.
Damn.
But then after that, that's where I had Ronaldo. But we've already talked about him. Then I had Virgil van Dijk, VVD. One of the greatest center backs I've seen. You got any more?
My other one would be Van Persie when he played Arsenal.
I thought about Van Persie. I thought about him.
Yeah.
And then my last 2 that I had was Drogba and De Gea.
De Gea was one of mine too.
De Gea was, for like 2 years, he was the only reason United were even in the top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And since he's left, his presence has definitely felt. His presence has definitely been felt missing. I think Onana gets a little too much hate, but I think he's definitely earned it this season too.
This season, you mean all of them?
Well, his first season was all right. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. It's just he made a lot of mistakes, but that's another conversation. My number 1, I'll go first because I think mine might be a little controversial. Javier. No, I'm just kidding. I have Wayne Rooney. To me, that's the best Premier League player I've ever seen. Was so good at United. I got to see him like in his prime and do the slow incline, really moving into that cam role, really getting assist numbers up. I mean, 208 goals in the Premier League. It's not an easy task. 103 assists too. In just under 500 games, 1 player of the season, 1 goal of the season. I guess I don't know that. And Premier League champion 5 times, player of the month 10 times. Brother was going off, And to me, he's my favorite Premier League player of all time, and I think he is the best that I've seen. David.
My number one is Thierry Henry. Is it's because he was in part of the Invincibles and the way he played and fast as fuck, like crazy.
I believe that's everyone's top 10 list wound up. And that brings us to the end of the video. Gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Jesus, aka Big Slime. This is David, aka Big Dave. Alex. Appreciate all the views, appreciate all the love. Please stay tuned. We'll try to make this weekly, if not bi-weekly. We'll see you guys after the Champions League second legs. Hopefully there's some news to talk about.
A la Madrid.
Whether it's a comeback, upset, or even if it's, I mean, knock on wood, but hopefully, not maybe a big play injury, maybe someone like Dembele, who we know has had injury history, and then if he goes out, what does that do for PSG? I mean, they could rest him; they already won the league, but
Yeah.
knock on wood, we don't want any injuries. Anyway, take care, peace out, enjoy.